Welcome back everyone to Scavenging with Pineleaf, a series of tales, travels, and trifles. And let's see what Waldo has for us this week.
I've been put up to a cruel joke.
6 weeks, Pineleaf. I will confide to you that I felt certain 5 would be the end of it. Now I fear that to think where it will lead us. Will there be an end? Between you and me, I would have run out of ideas a week or two ago. And why shouldn't I? My hair stands on end to think half of the things written on those slips. Elves and elephants and what have you. For I have the good sense to have stayed in my place and never left the Shire, unlike some I might mention. Oh dear. I didn't mean you, of course. Yes. I had a very particular hobbit or two in mind, you see. Oh dear, I really put my foot into it now. Yes, you did. Now, let's see what's on the docket for this time. Pippin. I think that's probably one he was thinking about. Let's see. Pippin. All sorts of fun things going all over the place. Whee! I guess that goes well with the ones for Mary. And a tavern crawl all through Rovanian. I would have thought that with Pippin a more appropriate one would have been a tavern crawl through Gondor. Just saying, with all the time he spent in Minas Tirith. And then Pat creatures great and small. You're joking, right? Well, I see a cat right over there, but we're not doing cats or creatures great and small this week, or today. Today we are going to follow Pippin's trail, and that means heading over to Tuckborough. And for Pippin, the story begins in Tuckborough. Here we are. Let's have a few memories here. Actually, this particular spot, I really don't have too many memories. How often do you come in this part here? I know you have the quest with her, but outside of that, we don't do too much on this side of the Great Schmeals. Now, of course, we have that little section, another one I don't go into too often. And we do have a quest or two with Paladin here. Now, Pippin should know his father. I would hope he would know his father. So there's Paladin. And, of course, where we do often go, the library. Now, there are quite a few memories in this room, though only one remembrance book. And I noticed this is right next to the small bookshelf where we finish off the quest relating to the ghost of the old Took. Here we have the librarian that's used in the Bingo Boffin series, so we get our little cookbooks here. And there's also some place here where we pick up a yellowed recipe. Well, there's one of because we have a yellowed recipe for one, and then we also have some sort of deed or something like that, which is on the other side that you pick up in various quests. So therefore, there are 4 different quests that relate to this room. So it's very much the busiest one within the Great Schmeals, where you come quite a bit, and it's the one that is the most isolated. Only one remembrance? Whee! I think this next section is a little bit more in line with the movies than in the books. Having Pippin steal the... I know, we're doing... This isn't... Nah, well, actually, no. It's in the Pippin section, so therefore, yeah. I consider it almost saying following in the footsteps of Pippin. And he's not the one with the history of stealing MAGIX mushrooms. That was actually Frodo. And in the books, no one actively does it. They visit Farmer Maggot, but no one goes around stealing his mushrooms during the course of the book. So therefore, that's a little bit of a tweak on there. They guess they wanted to have a homage somewhere to stealing mushrooms, so they decided to have it, and at least one little nod to the films, I presume. So now I think it's time to head for a nice, wonderful, tasty meal at the Dead Spire. This does not look like a fun place for a picnic. Definitely not. Especially at night. I mean, who leaves food out here for a picnic? They were quite hungry now, and made as good a meal as they could under the open sky as anyone could wish. If you say so. I think we'll go to some more comfortable place for a meal. How about the Prancing Pony? Now this looks like a much better place for a meal. What do we have here? Can I grab it? There we go. Encouraged by his success at the story of the fat mayor of Mickledelving, Pippin began to account of Bilbo's farewell party. Oh yes. Yes, that, which of course inspired Frodo to do the foolishness we saw during the first week of this particular mad adventure. But now that we're done with Bree, let's head over to Rivendell. Apparently they're serving bread in Rivendell today. Yes, you are all safe for the present, said Gandalf. Soon there will be feasting and merrymaking. Well, that was the appetizer. Where's the rest of the meal? Ah, maybe I need some water. Ah, good, I found a well. It's, a bit deep, though. The bucket's missing. Hello? Anyone down there? Yeah! Oops. Perhaps I should look down the well instead of jump down the well. Nothing good can be down there. Oh, yeah, I can contest to that. I can contest to that. Perhaps the word I was looking for was attest. Well, whatever the word was, it's now time to look for some wisdom. And can I find any wisdom here in the Gap of Rohan? What I'm finding is a bunch of pink flowers. Yeah. I found a battle. Does that count? Since obviously looking down the well instead of jumping into it or anything like that was the right answer, obviously looking into this blue ball is the right thing to do, right? Of course! What can go wrong? At first the globe was dark, then a faint glow stirred in the heart of it, and it held his eyes, and he could not look away. Yeah. Looking at glowing balls is never a good thing to do. This is sort of like jumping down in the wells. Not good for your health. Here we are on the top of the citadel, where we're to collect a few remembrances of all things that are going on here. And here is where Pippin was stationed. There seems to be another guard there right now, which I presume is appropriate, seeing how Pippin went up to the Black Gate area. And here to the Great Guest House. I don't remember too much about this particular section. And then one more. Oh yes, I think out to the pier, because how can we ever go through a little tour of Minas Tirith here without making a little stop at the end of the pier where we had our little picnic with Pippin, where he confessed to looking into a little blue marble, sort of similar to the one that we looked in just a moment ago. Therefore, it would tie in perfectly if there is a blue ball way out here. And of course, there are other little things that are... Ah, yes, here it is. Other little things that are also remembered from this point. For example, some of the infamous hijinks with Corey Olsen, who, when he was doing his little run from the Bells of Dale, they finished off by doing a little tour of Minas Tirith, popping over here, and of course finishing up with a little, well, yeah, I know, you're supposed to look, not jump, right? But, I need to complete deeds. Besides, I need to visit Virgil, and that was the fastest way to Virgil, who I believe is somewhere in this direction. Right? Ooh. Where's Virgil? I lost Virgil! Sometimes, maybe it's a good idea to get some quests out of your quest log. I hope this counts. Of course it doesn't. Oh well. Ah, there you are. If only the sun were shining, how fine their gleaming arms and armor would be. Look, there are others over there. Let's go look at those too. Okay, so I need to go and look at some soldiers. Go and see the ranks of soldiers. Oh, really? I just can't salute you and... No. I wonder what would happen if I canceled this quest. I have the original Virgil back. That's good. Ah, Virgil proved a good comrade. And soon they were laughing and talking, and they went about the streets. And sorry about canceling your quest. Maybe I'll come back and take care of it later. Meanwhile, let us head to the Slag Hills. Oh, here's a nice fun place to be. Slag Hills. Not the pretty in the least. Well, what do you do with all these fumes coming up to you? All this dreariness? A troll falling on top of you? What do? You faint. The troll toppled forward. Blackness and crushing pain came, and Pippin's mind fell away into darkness. I investigated Peregrine Took, and it looks like he's busy recovering from a troll falling on top of him, so he certainly couldn't have been involved with this. Oh, bother! They left me more rewards. Ah, here you go. Oh, well. Let's see what they are. Oh, dear. Actually, well, that's a nice one. At least it's smaller than I am. And we also get a sheep. And, of course, we have 2 animals this week because later on this week we will be doing our creature hunt all over Middle-earth. But for now, we are done, and next time we are going to be doing some travels with another pub crawl. But that'll be in the next episode of Scavenging with Pineleaf, a series of tales, travels, and trifles.